Don't say that. I don't know. If there's one thing I learned as a kid, it's just to always bring an extra book. Hello, and welcome to Black Holes and Books, where we read, we talk about books, and we do whatever other little projects I feel like doing. Mostly read. Today we're going to be doing yet another reading vlog. I just finished my last final for the semester, so to celebrate, we're going to do a reading vlog. I do have family coming into town because of the end of the semester, but regardless, I think, especially because I won't have school for the next couple of weeks, I will be able to get a lot more reading done. So, I have books that I want to read, and we will go ahead and talk about those. Let's start with the first book. I've already started this one. It's Lightbringer. I am on page 223 right now. So far, it's really good. There's a lot going on, which is par for the course, honestly. I feel like I can't really say things because this is the last book in the Red Rising series so far. And so if I say things about this, then I'm going to end up spoiling things for like all the other books and everything. Suffice it to say, so far, it's good. I'm enjoying it. Next book, this one's actually a reread. It's Dungeon Crawler Carl. I have the first 3 books now, and since I originally read Dungeon Crawler Carl on my iPad, and it was also like beginning of March that I read it, I figured I kind of wanted to reread it physically before I started books 2 and 3. I started reading this last night. I think I got to page like 50-ish. Anyway, we're gonna hopefully probably finish this up. I know the first time I read it really fast, so it'll probably also go really fast the second time around as well. And then yesterday, I got a notification from the library that the book that I put on hold came in, which is Empire of Silence. It's the first book in the Sun Eater series. I know it's the story of a guy who destroys a star. So, yeah. I'm not sure if it's like the series necessarily follows like the aftermath of killing the star or if it's what led to him destroying the star. I don't know. The vibe from the back, it seems like it's what led to him destroying the star. Anyway, I've heard a lot of really good things about this. I've been seeing it around on like BookTube and Bookstagram and stuff like that. So anyway, I figured I should probably give it a try, especially because people say like, if you like Red Rising and that's kind of your vibe, then you'll like this too. I do really like Red Rising. We're giving it a go. Last book I have, this one's on my iPad. I got Sunrise on the Reaping from Libby. I had a hold on it. It came in, so that is the other book. So far, I've actually not read the original, like the Hunger Games trilogy. I've read the first 2 books now, but I haven't read the 3rd book yet. But I figured since it's a prequel, I'm pretty sure that I'm fine to read the prequel now. Like I'll be able to understand things. That's kind of all I got on this. I'm just gonna be reading them. Probably just gonna have a chill evening, do as much reading as I can. Let's get into it. wanted to give a quick update on my reading so far. Last night, I mostly read Sunrise on the Reaping. It looks like I'm 27% of the way through. I'm enjoying this book so far. I like seeing like kind of the way the games have progressed. So like when Katniss and Peeta are playing in the games, they're treated in a very luxurious way that even when Haymitch was in the games, they weren't given. So I don't know. I think it's interesting to compare and contrast where it's like it almost feels like the Capitol trusts the tributes by the time Katniss and Peeta are there to like not attack each other, not attack the peacekeepers. Like that I feel like you could parse differently depending. I don't want to give spoilers, but anyway, I think, there's some comparison and contrasting that you can do that's very interesting. The other thing, this is kind of just a random thing. I never realized that in like the Hunger Games trilogy, you never learn the names of Katniss's parents. Like, I don't know, that just never came up. And I never even really thought about it. Like, it's just like, oh, that's Katniss's mom. And it's like in Sunrise on the Reaping, it talks about Katniss's parents and like, uses their given names. Like, never thought about. And like, now that I've thought about it, I'm like, oh. But like, also Katniss is narrating. So of course she isn't going to like call her mom by her first name. Anyway, that was just a funny little thing. One of the other things I noticed, and this was more specifically, so like Haymitch has this girl that he, is in a relationship with at the beginning of the book. I feel like I can say that without being too crazy about things. And he and this girl are talking, and while they were talking, it honestly really reminded me of some of like the interactions that Darrow and Io would have at the beginning of Red Rising. Like it was just like it was very like kind of reminiscent of it. And I don't want to spoil either book. Again, both of these conversations take place at the beginning of the book, so I feel like it's not too much of a spoiler, but I'll still just like leave it and just say like I feel like those interactions are very similar to each other. I'm not saying like one copied the other, but I do think it's interesting that they are similar to each other. Also, I just have to say, one of the quotes in the book, cracked me up, but like in the worst way possible. Because it's like when they're putting their costumes on, and like if you've read it, like Magna goes, "Yeah, I put new batteries in them." I'm like, dude, you are doing the bare minimum to the absolute next level. Like, my gosh. Anyway, I just thought that was funny, but like in the worst way possible. Bro does not care about his job at all. Those were my thoughts so far on Sunrise of the Reaping. Other than that, I've also been reading Lightbringer. So I am now on page 298. And, we're just going through it. There were some quotes at the beginning of the book, like just certain things the characters would say that were like, oh, no, don't say that. It was just kind of like a little gut punch, emotionally speaking. Also, I feel like I can say this without ruining too much, but there was a battle that has happened so far in this book, and I swear that battle took so long, which like makes sense, but it was still like, oh my goodness, like it was just chapter after chapter after chapter. I was like, oh my goodness, when is it gonna stop? Anyway, we got through the battle, and I feel like this one I can say like barely anything about it, honestly. Because it's the last book in the series so far. And so if I say anything, that I'm maybe not necessarily spoiling this book, but I am spoiling previous books. Suffice it to say, there's a whole lot going on. And also, there is a character that, like, because it's multi-POV, and sometimes multi-POV drives me a little crazy. Because I'll be like, I just want to know the next thing that happens for like one of the characters, and that's happened here. And like, we just keep not getting a chapter for that character, and I'm like, no, I want to know what happened. Anyway, but I just need to be patient. We'll get to it eventually, I'm sure. There you go. That's my update so far. So I will check back in when I have more reading updates. All right, hi. I just wanted to give a quick update. I don't have much. It's Sunday now. I know I said I was probably going to end this vlog on Sunday, but now that we're here, I would like to continue it. I'll probably make this like a full week. Anyway, I have updates on Lightbringer. I'm now on page 406, and I'm starting to see things coming together that like could be good, could be bad. Like it just could go away, but like, I don't know. Things are coming together in a very interesting way. And I'm excited to see what happens. Also very nervous because things tend to go horribly wrong in this series, which makes it exciting and interesting and keeps you on the edge of your seat, but like also it's kind of stressful. I don't know. I'm just excited to see where we go next with this. Gonna read this. I want to go read in a parking lot, so we're gonna go do that. I'm gonna bring some other books with me as well, not because I think I'm gonna finish this in the time that I'm there, but more just in case I want to break from this or whatever. I'll show you here. Sorry, this is the bag I was gonna bring. Also gonna go ahead and bring Dungeon Crawler Carl to continue my reread of this. Should grab the bookmark for it. But and then we're also gonna bring Empire of Silence, just because I haven't started this yet, and I got it from the library, so I really do need to like get this read. I'm probably only really gonna read Lightbringer, but I don't know. If there's one thing I learned as a kid, it's to always bring an extra book just in case. So we're gonna bring two just in case. That's really all I have. I haven't really read anything other than Lightbringer in the last couple days. The last couple of days have been a little hectic. We have a lot of stuff going on. We have family in town, and that's why I haven't read as much as I would have liked to. That being said, there's other things that I need to be doing, and I would like to be doing, like spending time with family. So anyway, that's the plan though. Gonna go do some more reading, and then we have dinner with family again tonight. But there's the update. That's all I got for you. So let's head to a parking lot and just do some chill reading. Right, it is time for our final check-in. Finally, this has been kind of a long time coming, but it's fine. Updates. One, I finished Sunrise on the Reaping, I think like about a week ago. It was really good. Like it really does continue to build the world and kind of give history and a bit more context to the Hunger Games. If you've seen Andor, like the TV series that Disney Plus came out with, and how that show gives more context to like how bad and cruel the Empire is in Star Wars, this book is kind of similar. Like, they're not that similar, but in my head, this just kind of made sense of Sunrise on the Reaping gives a bit more context to some of the terrible things the Capitol does and just how far the Capitol will go and the lives the Capitol will ruin just because it's convenient or necessary for them without really regard for like human life. I think it's great for the world building. I think it's very interesting that you go into this book thinking you're going to know what's going to happen because of Katniss and Peeta watching it and catching fire. Like you kind of feel like you have the gist of it, and then the book completely turns that on its head and it's completely different. Sorry, there's a bug. I would recommend reading it. I think it's really good. I'm going to be entirely honest, I haven't read Mockingjay, like the last Hunger Games book yet, and I was just fine. Like everything made sense. Granted, I have seen the movies, so I don't know if that makes much of a difference, but I will say, so long as you've read at least like Hunger Games and Catching Fire, I think you're good to read Sunrise on the Reaping. Granted, I think I kind of have a weird situation because I don't know why you would read the prequels before finishing the main trilogy, but whatever. In other news, I am so close to done with Empire of Silence. I think I have like 30 to 40 more pages. I think I need to get this done today because I also need to give it back to the library tomorrow. So yeah, there's that. But this has been real, like the first probably like at least 50% of the book was kind of boring. I'm gonna be very honest about that. Like, it comes across as very backstory, and I think that's kind of the point. Is just this book is here to set up the world, give you a sense of the political climate, the different peoples, the different worlds, how things work. And I think it does a really good job of that. Like, it's very much a foundational book. So yeah, it's not terribly exciting or glitzy glamoury, but like without this, I don't think the rest of the series is gonna have much to stand on. That being said, I obviously haven't read the rest of the series, so I don't know. But there's a lot of world building in this and not necessarily a lot of action. We do get some action, but it also like most of the action is being in the last like 100 pages, which is just something I feel like it's not bad. It's just something you will probably want to be aware of, that this moves a lot slower than other books and series. It's like Red Rising kind of gets right into things. This one takes a minute, and it's setting up Hadrian as a character, his motivations, meeting other characters, things like that. Also, I will say the narration style on this is very interesting because obviously it's written as a memoir. It's like Hadrian in the future is like writing this, and so sometimes he'll like interject things that like kind of disrupt the narrative, and I don't hate it, but it is a little jarring. Like, because we'll like be going into the story, and then suddenly like Hadrian's talking to you, and he's like, "Oh, this is what I thought when I was a kid, but now blah 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 blah." And again, I think he is saying interesting and important things that add a layer to the story, but it is kind of jarring to suddenly be like, "Oh, we're talking to old Hadrian now." But I don't have an issue with it. It's just a little odd. That's kind of all I have to say about this. I will continue the series. I'll put a hold on for the second book. That's kind of all I have. I've also been making my way through Dungeon Crawler Carl, but that's a reread. And everyone knows what Dungeon Crawler Carl is at this point. So just know I am enjoying the reread. It's a fun time. And honestly, I feel like these books are quite rereadable. So do with that information what you will. Hopefully we'll start Carl's Doomsday Scenario here soon. Those are all of the updates. Thank you so much for coming. Thanks for staying till the end if you did. And if you want more content like this, don't forget to subscribe, like this video if you liked it, and I'll see you in the next one.